gonna send it to facility.
Yeah, add it to the video.
Like, I don't pay $11,000 a year to get kicked out of a freaking room that no one's using. Okay.
Sue him.
He could have said it nicer.
He could have. I would have been like, okay, like I didn't know, but no, he was an ass. Okay. So, I'm going to talk to you today about the comparison of income tax being a reliable source of government revenue and the possibility of replacing it with sales tax. So instead of you paying monthly out of your paychecks for paying tax, you'd be taxed when you buy things. And I'm going to tell you why that's better than income tax. First of all, you may ask yourself, do I pay too much in tax? Where my taxes go? Do I benefit from my taxes? Those are really important questions that arise in this discussion. In recent years, it's been more influenced by the 2008 recession and the 5 years after the recovery because of the fall in overall incomes and the increase in government spending. So when you have a difference there, when you collect less than you spend, you create a deficit. And so that's the main controversy of why sales tax would be better at collecting federal revenue than an income tax. Historically, income tax is fairly new. It's existed since 1913, and before then, all of the states had a variety of taxes that they would use, but the federal government implemented it in 1913. It's a big topic of a debate. A lot of major conservative think tanks like the Cato Institute, Prager University, The Economist, and the American Enterprise Institute, they all present data that supports replacing a federal income tax with a federal consumption tax or sales tax. One of the main reasons why is in economics, there's a term that we use called elasticity, and that is used to describe the way that supply and demand curves change in slope. So when you draw the XY graph and you have the supply and demand curve, depending on the conditions in the economy, the overall slope can change. And one of the reasons why sales tax is more effective than income tax is that it's almost perfectly inelastic. So it's almost straight up and down. No matter which way it moves, it will always be collecting the same percentage. Whereas income tax is very, very elastic. It can't be counted on to collect the same amount of revenue from one year to another because incomes fluctuate so much. And the reason why sales tax is perfectly inelastic is because everybody needs to consume to live. There's always a guarantee that people will buy, and therefore it is more reliable to collect a consumption tax instead of an income tax. The next reason is ethically. An income tax historically dissuades people from working. A lot of the times, especially with what we call the welfare cliff, if you make more money, you get taxed more, and that's a disincentive to do so. So in order to spur economic growth, a sales tax that replaces that would allow people to keep all of their income, most of their income, and then would be only paying tax when they go to buy. So it's more convenient for the citizen, more convenient for the business, because then they get taxed less as well. And then last, sales tax leads to price stability. When you remove an income tax from an individual, you let them keep more of their income, they're able to spend more. What this leads to is, one, only paying sales tax once when they buy something, and two, that built-in percentage leads to overall price stability across multiple markets. And this is kind of what we want as economists, because if things are predictable, then things will grow. And while removing income tax will also increase growth, providing a sales tax instead will keep it there. So that's why we should replace an income tax with a consumption tax or a sales tax.
And taxation is a theft.